here is the Writer's Almanac for Friday. It's the 15th of April, 2022. It's the birthday of Henry James, author of 20 novels, 112 stories, 12 plays, and several books of travel and criticism. Born in New York City, 1843. Father was a friend of Thoreau, Emerson, Hawthorne. Family traveled throughout Europe. When Henry James was in his 20s and writing short stories, he moved to Europe because he could live cheaply there. And he fell in love with England. He wrote, "The capital of the human race happens to be British." What he really wanted to be, though, was a dramatist. But one of his plays was poorly received, and James himself was booed on opening night, and that discouraged him. He never earned much money from his writing, nor did he win the acclaim that he had hoped for. His friend Edith Wharton lobbied for him to win the Nobel Prize, to no avail. And towards the end of his life, James got a generous advance from Scribner's for a new book, an advance that actually secretly came from Edith Wharton. It's the birthday of Bessie Smith, born in Chattanooga, 1898. Little kid, she sang and danced on the street corners for coins. She was discovered by the blues singer Ma Rainey, who took her on the road with her. And a decade later, 1923, Bessie Smith's first recording, Downhearted Blues, sold more than 2 million copies in the first year alone. She recorded 150 songs with Louis Armstrong, Fletcher Henderson, Benny Goodman, and many others. It's the birthday of Leonardo da Vinci, born in Tuscany, 1452. Just had very basic training as a child, just basic reading and writing and math. But of course he became a great painter. He painted the Mona Lisa, The Last Supper. He was a sculptor. He was an inventor. He was a scientist. His notebooks contain sketch plans for flying machines, solar power, and armored vehicles. He was curious about anatomy, geology, engineering, and physics. It's the birthday of the journalist and food writer Waverly Root, born in Providence, 1903. He was a foreign correspondent for 30 years, and then he turned to food writing. His best-known book was The Food of France. It has never gone out of print since it came out in 1958. Waverly Root, who said, "Before I left America for France in 1927, you were looked down upon if you ate garlic, and when I returned, you were looked down upon if you didn't." Here's a poem for today by Faith Sheeran, "I'd Rather Be the Father." Right from the start, it's easier to be the father. No morning nausea, no stretch marks. You can wait outside the delivery room and keep your clothes on. Notice how closely the word mother resembles smother. Notice how she is either too strict or too lenient, wrong for giving up everything or not enough. Psychology books blame her for whatever is the matter with all of us, while the father slips into the next room for a beer. I wanted to be the rational one, the one who told a joke at dinner. If I were her father, we would throw a ball across the lawn while the grill fills with smoke. But who wants to be the mother? Who wants to tell her what to wear and deliver her to the beauty shop and explain bras and tampons? Who wants to show her what a woman still is? I'm supposed to teach her how to wash the dishes and do the laundry, only I don't want her to grow up and be like me. I'd rather be the father who tells her she is loved. I'd rather take her fishing and teach her to skip stones across the lake of history. I'd rather show her how far she can spit. A poem by Faith Sheeran, "I'd Rather Be the Father," from Moving the Piano, published by Stephen F. Austin University Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.